Thanks, Suzanne. Hi, everyone. My name is Elena Gillis. I am representing the organization Adeso. Adeso is an African organization with its roots in Somalia, founded by Fatima Jibril and now run by her daughter, Degan Ali. And Adeso, if you know it, great. If you don't, it's an organization that has pioneered a lot of solutions to drive power and resources to communities in which aid is taking place. So, for instance, Adeso led the localization movement and grand bargain targets in 2016, and it has really become a voice of change within rethinking aid and decolonization. And our consulting work got started about a year ago. And when we got started, one of our first conversations was with a peer and a friend of Degan's, Musimbi Kanyoro. And she asked us in that conversation, how will you do consulting differently? Right. And we've been grappling with that. We've been thinking about it ever since. And at this point, our answer is three ways. Firstly, our consulting generates income for Adeso as a social enterprise to contribute to a future of independence from grant funding as an organization. So trying to decolonize itself, right? The second is that we work with institutions implementing or funding programs in communities to guide them in decolonizing their organizations. And then third, we center our services and how we operate in values of decolonization. And we've identified four that we find most relevant. And they are respect, mutuality, transparency, and dignity. I was asked in preparation for this to give examples and practical examples of what this means and what this, sort of some of the decisions we've made over the last year. And so I've made a list. The first is that we build consulting teams who are brave, honest, and committed to true social change. Right. The elephant in the room and in any meeting I go into is that I am a white American woman who lives in the United States, and I am managing a decolonization consultancy that is done by an African organization. Right. We are really focused on prioritizing working with people who share our vision and share Adeso's vision for decolonized aid, and who are open and honest and invite really difficult conversations. They're activists at heart. And we really try to build teams that are super diverse, because diversity of perspectives, experiences, skills makes a stronger team. But we're really focused on building the team that really complements one another, and that will really, stand up for what we believe in. Another way in which we have been decolonizing consultancy is that we do not pursue projects that are checkbox activities for DEI or decolonization, and therefore we do not respond to RFPs. Any contract or any project starts with a conversation with a client. And we design scopes of work in partnership with clients that are intentional about, addressing root causes of inequality. And we also do our best to organize a team of consultants prior to the scope of work being defined, so that scopes are built by their expertise and knowledge, and they own the scope of work from the start, rather than being told what they're doing on a project that's already been designed. We enable flexibility from the start in our contract, because we know that decolonization is not a step-by-step process, and it will consistently change as the client gets to know us and we get to know the client. And every client has their own journey. So we consistently look back at and revisit the scope of work. We invoice clients up front rather than based on deliverables. principled reasons for it, right? Questioning the notion of trust, respect, and the power dynamics between consultants and clients that are typical. And we need to pay our consultant team members monthly for the time that they've worked through respect and dignity. And we also build projects and processes that actually teach the ways of working that we want and practice of decolonization that we want clients to learn. So for instance, right now we're talking with a potential client about designing a theory of change for their organization. And we've suggested that the theory of change act is actually created by their local partner organizations and then presented to staff to actually build on, right? So that's an example of what we suggest. I think I'm really close to time, but just I think we've been having a lot of fun challenging the power dynamics and the traditional Western consulting model and approaches, and we find that some are really excited about it and others are really struggling with it. And to me, it just shows who will move this effort and decolonization forward and those who will remain behind.